Okay, welcome back, folks. It's me, Mr. Imran Iqbal, one-to-one tutor. We're looking today at the topic of volume of cuboids. So this is this is question number one. Now, if you look at the shape here that we have here, if I just quickly go out, do an outline of the shape. This is the shape that we're looking for. This shape is called a cuboid. Now, for a cuboid, the volume is measured as length time by width time by height. So that's the formula, the nice basic formula that we use for working out the volume of this particular shape. Right, let's just resize it a bit. Okay, let's have a look. So I'm going to call this one my length. I'm going to call this one my width, and this one my height. Now, because we do multiplication, it doesn't really matter which one you could call. For example, this one your length, and then this one the width, and the height will be the same. So you can change the letters over, but it won't make a big difference. Okay, for the moment, we can leave the labeling as it is. So under the length, we put down the length, which is 3. Under the width, we put the width, which is 6. And under the height, we put the height is 8. So 3 times by 6, that will give you 18. And then we have 18 times by 8. All right. So 8 times by 8 will give you 64. And 1 times by 8 will give you 8. 8 add 6 will give you 14. Now, the units haven't been mentioned in this particular question, but we are to assume everything is in centimeters for all the lengths. So all the lengths are in centimeters, so that means the volume will be in centimeters cubed. Okay, I'm running out of spaces. I'm just going to pop them down over here. It shouldn't really be there, but that's my volume. 144 centimeters cubed. So why do we have a 3? Because we have a length time by length, length time by width. These are all lengths basically. So because we got 3 lengths being multiplied together, one of the lengths called width, one's called height, we have a power of 3. Okay, let's go with that. So that's our first question done. Let's have a look at the second question. We start with the formula again. So the volume equals length time by width time by height. Always start with the formula. Let's put a little box around it. That's our important formula in the beginning of the question. So this is, I'm going to call this one my length. I'm going to call this one my width. And this one, I'm going to call it my height. So let's have a look. So volume equals the length, which is 10. Time by 5 is the width. Time by the height, which is 4. So the volume is equal to, well, 10 times by 5 is 50. 50 times by 4 is 200. Okay, so we have 200 again centimeters cube, because volume is always measured in cubic units. So we can have a volume, for example, in millimeters cubed. We could have it in centimeters cubed. We can have volume in meters cubed. We can have it even in feet cubed, depending on what we started with in the first place. So volume is always measured in cubic units. So that's an example. I'm just going to give it that for the moment. Okay, just to clear the space. Okay, lovely. So we just completed the second question. Okay, let's have a look at question number 3. Again, whenever we start a question, we always start with the formula first. So I'm going to grab a red for that. So volume equals length time by width time by height. Okay. Excuse me. Now, if we want to, we can call this one our length. We'll call this one the width instead. And this one will have to be the height. So, V equals, the length is 3, the width is 2, and the height is 6. So we have a volume of 6 times by 6, which is equal to 36 centimeters cubed. So working out the volume of these type of cuboid shapes is a nice exercise for students to get used to using the formula, substituting the values, calculating, giving an answer, and having the correct units. So this kind of question would have, I would say here, 1, 2, 3, 5 main elements. So the formula part, we have the substitution. Okay, we have the sub-calculation or mini calculation, then we have the final answer, and then we have the units as well. So as long as you've got those points in there, you should be able to understand this topic quite nicely. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and hit that bell button to get all the notifications. I'm leaving behind for you 2 questions for you to try, which is question number 4 and question number 5. So please try with the same formula above. Thank you very much, and see you in the next one.